whose definition of rookie of the year? If you're going with best player, it's Cooper Flagg. He's the best rookie out there. However, if you go best year, there's argument that it's Knueppel because he's the one who helped his team get better and they're in a position to be in the postseason. And he's broken those 3-point records. But then there's the question, oh, he just shoots threes. What else does he do? Cooper Flagg can do everything. Then Cooper Flagg said, hold my beer, 45, 50. And he's dunking on people's heads and stuff. And he just looks like the next big thing.
Yeah.
So I waffled. I went back and forth. I actually threw something out on Twitter and got bashed a little bit for it. And I had to retaliate and came back. I said that I thought that the dual rookie should be there. And then someone replied, Cooper Flagg is so much better. It's laughable. And I was like, gotcha. I was waiting for someone to say it. I put that Dave Chappelle beam to him, which says, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
I put that on there and be like, I was waiting to see who was going to reply to that. And then, but I went from Nipples is blowing, his team's better. So he's been doing it all year. But then you can argue Cooper Flagg doesn't have his whole team.
Right.
So if he had his whole team and he was doing this, they'd be in the postseason. Might be a different discussion. So are we talking about best player of the rookie class? Or are we talking about the best year?
So for me, it goes, who can you build around, right? Who's that guy that you could see going into the future, him balling out? That's Cooper Flagg, hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down. Kon Knueppel, he's more of a fit. He is more of a guy that you could like plug and play. And what he's doing right now with the Charlotte Hornets is incredible. I just have to say this, with LaMelo Ball there, Miles Bridges, and you got Brandon Miller. With those three, with Kon Knueppel, it's like that team is starting to figure itself out, trying to build each other up and go up with that fit.
Well, I do this too. I play the shuffling game. What if VJ Edgecombe was picked first and he's in Dallas? Can he do a lot? Could he put up the numbers? Like, what if VJ went to Charlotte? What if Knueppel was a Sixer? You know what I mean? Like, there's different things. Like, how would they play? And you're right. I think it's a fit when it comes to VJ and Knueppel.
Yeah,
but
definitely
with Cooper,
is.
I think Cooper, you can drop him on any team, and he's going to make a difference.
The thing with Cooper Flagg, it's just like he's a generational talent. He's a guy you can just build around and see where this team goes. I mean, I love Cooper Flagg. I've seen him throughout his entire life, AAU, high school. He was just dominating everybody left and right. And he continued it in the NBA right now. So for me, I might have to go Cooper Flagg.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to Cooper Flagg.
I mean, I've seen trust me, when I put that out there, I saw the argument that everyone put about dual championship. But and the toughest part is because the vote has to be a tie. That's the tough part. Like, you almost need someone to say VJ is a rookie of the year, and he get a couple of votes just to make it tie. It's like, it's tough. It's tough because
it really is. But you have to give credit to the other rookies too. Jeremiah Fears, you got to give him.
Well, here,
too.
Recently, yes. We haven't heard him hardly all year, and now all of a sudden he's starting to. He's 40 points the other night, and looking forward, he could be a very good piece. We saw Ace Bailey ball out a few times and show what he got. For Utah. So and that's just like the MVP thing. Now we're talking about 5 or 6 or 7 really good rookies. So that's not a bad thing.
No. Can you imagine if VJ Edgecombe did not fall off a little bit? If he kept that momentum, he would have been the third. He's still the third guy, but it would have been even tougher with him in that conversation.
Well, see, he would fall back with unless he broke a bunch of records like Knueppel was doing. Because Flagg pretty much is the guy down there now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, VJ's not. He has great games, but it's Maxi's team. If you go over there, it's LaMelo's team. But they have a bunch, so it's like we're talking about a guy who's a number one. If you're going to go to like wide receiver football type stuff, Cooper Flagg's a wide receiver 1. VJ and Kon are basically 2s.
Mm-hmm.
But
look who's here.
But perennial all-stars at the same time.
Yeah. What is up, Rios?
Hey, guys. I'm at work right now, so I'm going to be on for a little bit.
Cool.
You're good. We're just talking about Rookie of the Year.
We'll go MVP and Rookie of the Year. We talked about both of them.
Oh, okay.
So who's your pick for Rookie of the Year? Is it still Cooper?
Yeah, it's still Cooper. I saw the thing you posted about Chandler Parsons. Like, God, that guy's a fucking idiot. First of all,
Yeah, we gotta stop taking ex-players' opinions as valid arguments.
I think something, but guys like him, like, come on. Like
Right.
Cooper has been great all season. His team is terrible. Like, look at the guys that that Knueppel's playing with. He's playing with LaMelo. He's playing with Brandon Miller. He has 3 guys that are averaging almost 20 points a game or over 20 points a game. Meanwhile, Cooper Flagg, his only teammate to average over 20 has been playing for 20 games. I'm like, come on.
That's the arguments I'm seeing. There's arguments against both. One are saying, okay, Knueppel's breaking records, but he's got a good team. But then you could flip it and say Knueppel helped them get to where they're at now in the postseason. Cooper's on a bad team. They're not there. But if Cooper wasn't there, they'd be really bad. So it's like, I told Mitch, I was like, it comes down to, are we talking about best player or best season? Because technically, Knueppel with the points, but then does he play defense? Is he getting rebounds? Is he getting assists? Or is he just a 3-point shooter? So,
I mean, come on, Cooper Flagg's 19. He scored 51 in a game. Like,
yeah.
I think Kon breaking those records got his name in it. When you're breaking Steph's records and 3-point and rookie records and stuff, that got his name in the conversation. But it's like I told him, Rios, it's kind of like a wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 thing. Cooper's a wide receiver 1. Kon and VJ Edgecombe, they're wide receiver 2s. They have a Batman on their team.
Exactly.
I haven't seen, maybe it happened. I haven't seen Kon Knueppel like step up like Cooper Flagg. Maybe he has, but I haven't been watching like all the Charlotte Hornet games and stuff like that. But I've seen Cooper Flagg dominate. I've seen him dominate in the Olympics. People forget he was on an Olympic team. So for me, it's like Cooper Flagg. If he had Kyrie Irving still there, if Kyrie Irving was playing, that the Mavericks would have been up higher than where they are now. Imagine if they still kept Anthony Davis. Imagine it, because with AD as well. I mean, that team was really well built. And after that Luka trade, it helped them.
The argument people are saying is, well, Cooper's on a horrible team, so he's going to put up big stats. And I'm like, you still have to perform. They're not letting him score just because they're bad. Right. And I'm not going to blame him for the injuries that hurt his team. That's not fair.
No, it's definitely not fair for me.
When I think of MVP, I could take it literally. Most value. You take Knueppel out of there, I think the Hornets probably still compete. You take Cooper out of there, with everything else happened, then Dallas might have won 10 games this year.
That's being generous.
Yeah, and that's most. If you talk about most valuable, it's take that player off of that team, and what would that team be?
Yeah,
I mean, we're not talking about best player. We're talking about most valuable to the team. If you want to be like rookie of the year is kind of both. But I look at it as like a rookie MVP. Who is most valuable as a rookie? And I mean, I just like the fact that we have 4, 5, 6 really good rookies out there this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
right. Often. I mean, I don't think we've seen a class this talented since maybe the 2003 draft.
Yeah, it could be a Carmelo, a LeBron type of thing. And all the other ones that came along.
I
hope so. I'd love to see like 6 or 7 generational talents out of this draft. Like they continue to play good.
Yeah, this draft has been incredible. Like 5, 6, 7 guys. Like I love
6,
it. Cooper Flagg is he's a generational talent. I still find the draft to be the lottery to be rigged, but that's just me. Yeah. That's just me. You went from Luka to Cooper Flagg. I mean, come on.
Hey. There's a chance they get the number 1 pick again this year.
Oh my God.
It's like a 3 or 4% chance again, but.
So Cooper Flagg across the board.
But I mean, if you let's look at the first round. Flagg doing great. Dylan Harper coming into his own. VJ Knueppel, Bailey had a couple big games. Trey Johnson's on the Wizards, but he's had some decent games. Jeremiah Fears dropping 40 the other day. We talked about him. You go to Cedric Howard had a great year. Derek Queen is a valuable part to that team. So it's like now we're back to 5 or 6 players out of that first round that will be perennial all-stars, hopefully.
Yeah.
That's another one, Nick, Colin Moore. And there's a bunch. I mean, there's half of that first. You could, Jace Richardson's been a part, Hugo Gonzalez. There's a lot of really good players out of that draft.
It's very
Even in the
deep.
second round with like Kalbrenner, Broom didn't really pan out, but
No. I hate that for Broom. I'm so
he's still young. Tyrese Proctor, he's doing
Proctor,
well.
yeah.
That's a hell of a
Whenever
draft.
I hear Proctor, I think I'm in school. Every time when I
I
hear
think of the
Proctor,
Police Academy movies.
that too.
Because there's
That too.
Proctor!
Yeah. So, Cooper Flagg across the board.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised because even in the chat here, you've seen 4 or 5 people say it's Kon. And there's a lot of people that like Kon because he helped his team get into the postseason and he's breaking those records. So I wouldn't be mad if it's a dual one, but it should be Cooper. But depending on the votes, it could be close to a dual one.
I'm glad you brought that up.
This is the closest to a dual rookie of the year that we've seen in a good while.
I'm glad you brought that up.
I think the last one we saw was Grant Hill and Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was
glad.
31 years ago.
Oh wow, my whole life. Dang. But yeah, but I just gotta say this. Did you guys see the NBA final voting? They had Kon Knueppel 1, Flagg 2, VJ 3. So I don't know if that's actually legit. I don't believe everything.
Like I said, there's arguments both ways. If you want to say Knueppel helped his team get so much better and broke all those records, that's true. Cooper Flagg, like Rio says, was consistent all year and did great. Now he's really showing that he's above and beyond. So it's like, 2000, in 99, 2000, it was Elton Brand and Steve Francis. And then in 1994, 95 was Grant Hill and Jason Kidd.
I forgot about Steve Francis and Elton Brand. Damn.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think Steve Francis should have won Rookie of the Year by himself. Elton Brand he had a good season. I'm like, Steve Francis, he got the nickname franchise for a reason.
Yeah. He had a better career, I feel like, than Elton Brand.
A couple people are saying Kon because he helped that team go from shit to playoffs.
Yeah, but it's like
helps having LaMelo Ball's averaging 20, Brandon Miller's averaging 24. Like,
well, that's what I said earlier, Rios. I was like, Mitch, what if Cooper had the other players and his team was in the postseason and he still did the same thing? Like, he's like,
yeah,
I think he still would. I think he still would do the same thing if Kyrie and them were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not bring the ball up as much.
Yeah,
but
he wouldn't
still be a playmaker.
Yep.
Here's another thing too. I'm glad you brought that up, Rio. Jason, you can plug Cooper Flagg at any position. Any position.
You can plug
Kon Knueppel, you cannot. Kon Knueppel, he's like what, 2 or 3? Maybe it's stretch 4, but that's a little pushing it. So he's like a 2 or 3. Yeah, he's a 2-3.
I mean, it's the era of the 3 ball. So people are, that's why you got someone that's shooting lights out most of the year. People are attracted to that. They think Steph Curry, he's breaking he's breaking Steph's records. He's breaking rookie records. So that's the eye opener with Kon, which we didn't expect that. Cooper, he got the LeBron syndrome because they're expecting him to be one of the top players in the league from now for 20 years. Kon was just, he's going to be a good piece to the team, and he proved to be now he could be an all-star. So he's over-exceeded.
Let me ask you this, right? So Cooper Flagg, if he was in last year's draft, would he have won Rookie of the Year over Stephon Castle?
Easily.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Over Wemby? No.
Wemby, no.
That would have been, it would have been close to C, depending on his stats. It would have been close.
It would have been close, and again,
that could have been a duel.
Yeah, that could have been a duel.
So this draft was basically good for Cooper, in my opinion. It was good for Cooper and Kon. You can argue last year, but
was pretty weak.
Yeah.
Because Stephon Castle, he was Rookie of the Year, but it was because it was such a weak draft class.
It definitely. Oh my God. I still can't believe they had Castle and Wemby a back-to-back Rookie of the Years. I still can't believe that. Like, that's crazy. I don't think that's happened in a while. The same team have back-to-back Rookie of the Years. I don't think that's ever happened. Maybe it has once.
Not that I can remember.
Not that I can remember, too. But
you look at 2 years ago, you got Reza Shea, Sar, Shepard, Castle, Holland, Klingon, Dillingham, Edey, Cody Williams. It's like not a lot of them really panned out. I mean, they're good players in there, but we're talking about 6 all-stars in this year's draft.
Yep. And Nick says Jenkins, he's been balling out in Detroit as of late. Cade's been injured, K's been injured and Jenkins has stepped up. He has. But now Cooper, not Cooper,
Hey, it's coming
Kate
back tonight.
Cunningham, he's coming back tonight.